I've got a really beautiful background to show you today. So simple to create, and it's all done with one little die back there, and I'll show you how that works. We've got a few others that we are using, so I'll introduce those. I'm going to be using the thanks from the Amazing Sentiments, but just this portion of it. I've clipped it with a pair of scissors so that that can be done separately. If you don't want to cut yours in half, you can actually put a little piece of tape over it. The Charming Lace Trim is what we'll be using to make the background. And I'm going to frame it with an inner frame that comes from the Lisbon. And the outer frame is from the Double Pierced Square, the New Nobles. Okay, so I'm going to do a little cutting first with our Charming Lace Trim. I've got a piece of milk card here. I'm going to pop that on there. A little bit of tape to hold it into place. Run it through the grand caliper. And let me just pop this out and show it to you. See how pretty that is? Now for our background, what I've done, good catch, so I've just nipped away a little bit on the edge here, right here, and right here, making it a tiny bit smaller, okay? So I'll show you what we're going to do. I've covered a piece of Rich Plum card with a self-adhesive sticky sheet, and let me just get that backing started. There we go. So the whole back of that is sticky now, and I've cut several of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start to lay them down in place at the top edge here, right like that. And I'm going to take the next one, butt it up next to that, keep the tip as close as I can there, okay? And you can push that back down to give it a good, nice, firm push into place. So the next one I'm going to do upside down, and I'm going to create that little half circle kind of going around here and layer it up right in the center. Let me get that right up above there. Oh, my finger's stuck. Hold on. There we go. Pop that down, fold that back, give it a little place. And I do have one that I've cut in half, so you can add in a piece on this side, like that. And a piece on this side, like that. And then we're going to go back over and start it again with the same exact pattern, lining these right up as close as you can get them. Now I won't do all the way down because I have prepared one, but you can see how the pattern's going to come about there. Isn't that pretty? So I'll go over and show you the one that I've done all the way down now. How pretty is that? Now remember, that's got that self-adhesive sticky sheet, so it's still exposed. So what we're going to do is we're going to glitter it. So I'm just going to put a piece of copy paper underneath me here and use my diamond sprinkles. Pour that right over the top and burnish it all the way in. There we go. Tap off all the extra. Just give it a good burnish so you know you're not wasting any either. And we will pour this back into the container. There we go. Set that aside. Okay, so now I've got a really nice background, just a little bit of bling to it so it kind of draws your eye in. So the next step is to frame it. Now, what I've done is I've used the double pierced frames here, and I've created a wider frame out of the Rich Plum, a slightly thinner frame out of the matte, and an even thinner frame out of the Rich Plum. So I'm going to layer them up so I have what's a really pretty stacked frame. A little bit of mounting foam between them. If you prefer, you could actually glue them down on top of each other. Okay, so I'm going to carefully line up the centers, and excuse me while I lean in so I can see what I'm doing here. There we go, that looks good. And then we'll do the top part. Get a hold of the backing on the foam. I love the way they're raised for dimension between them. I think that really accents the nice triple frame. Okay, pop this one right over like that. There we go. Okay. See how you have a really dimensional, gorgeous frame there with all the colors. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over the background that we've created. Mounting foam on the back here. And again, because we have glue, or glitter, I want to add some glue to the mounting foam just so it's nice and secure. There we go. And we'll pop that over the top of our background, and then we can trim away any excess. That looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks. Don't seem to see any that shows there. A little bit of glue on my mat here. Let's clean that. And I've gone ahead and created a background like I do. I've used a piercing ruler to create the holes in the outside edge of my card. If you're interested, I have done a how to pierce your cards video that's all by itself. You can look that up. Matted it with a little bit of the Rich Plum so it ties back in. So we'll go ahead and put this into place. I think I'll just use a little more glue on the back of this. Center that. There we go. With the Lisbon die set, I've created a little bit of a frame that will highlight my sentiment, so I'm going to go ahead and put that into place. And I've done just a tone on tone with the milk card, so the decorative piece and the backing are the same. Peel off my mounting foam. There we go. There again, because of the glitter, we'll add a bit of extra. And a little bit there. Pop that into place. And let's see, that looks about centered about like that. Okay, and I'm going to go forward to my sentiment. Now I'm using the center of the Montreal die set, this little oval. And I've just stamped, like I said, the thanks from the Thanks for Everything. Put that into place around my sentiment. There we go. I think I'll add one more piece of tape to that, just so it stays. There we go. We'll run that through and get a quick cut. And I'm going to give it ever so slightly a little bit of color, inking it with some antique linen and a smoothie. There. Just hold it into place there. Just go around the edge really lightly. It's also nice if you have an extra piece of magnetic sheet, you can hold that down with that underneath it too. There we go. Pop that back. And a little piece of mounting foam there. Now I used the Next Size Up, which is in the Toronto die set, for a mat. So we're going to put these two together. Add a little bit of glue on there for the center of our frame. And the thanks right in the middle there. Just frames that really nicely. Very, very quick and easy to do. Now, if you want to add a little bit of a floral element to that, you certainly could, but I think this is the kind of card that would work for both men and women. Absolutely gorgeous. Pick your choice of colors and your sentiment, and you can use it for just about anything.